We ready. Get my mic right. Alright, I think we good now. Let's go.
You are now listening to Straight from Hollywood podcast.
Put a beat on.
Straight raw, man.
You can't put a beat on?
Straight raw.
Put a beat on.
Free. We finally got the beat. The Hollywood sound make you feel like celebrity. Mama, I finally made it. The stars is in the street. That's when you land at LAX and you finally get to see. Sheesh, it's the women, weather, and we. You hit that loud pack and you probably forgot to breathe. BP is a genius, but simply recruiting me. That's why we 824 and we ballin'. That's word to beam. The hustle came from Nick, but we rollin'. That's word to me. Straight from Hollywood podcast, you came to see.
Woo! Welcome back to another episode. Shout out my dog Collinsville Neek right there on that intro song, man. I appreciate you, dog. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Straight from Hollywood. Yeah, I appreciate everybody who has tuned in. I appreciate everybody who has commented, who has liked, who has subscribed. I don't know if you can tell, but I hope you can feel it right now. Like, I appreciate all the love. It's been real. We are back with another episode, and I am your host, that BP the Genius. Let's jump right into it. I want to thank my sponsors real quick before we start. Shout out to Don Julio Tequila. You know what I mean? That's what we're drinking on, the finest tequila, 1942. Yes, sir. Cheers to my brother. Cheers to my guest right now. If you're listening, I got a special guest. If you're watching, you can see who I'm with right now. I'm with a very special friend of mine, been a very good friend of mine for a very, very long time. Out here in these Hollywood streets, getting it in, getting these jokes in, you know what I'm saying, doing this how we do it. I want to shout out and give a big warm welcome to my brother, Brandon Brody, a.k.a. Brody the Joker, y'all. Make some noise for my dog. You seen him on BET. You seen him on Nickelodeon and Crash Leads. You seen him all over the television. You seen him in your local comedy clubs. All over the country, all over the world, my dude. I appreciate you, my dude. Yes, sir. All over the world, you've seen him. Brandon Brody is here. Man, thank you, bro. I want to thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for taking the time, bro, because, you know, everybody's schedule's busy, bro. You are on the road all the time, man, and, like, throwing jokes out here. And, bro, I appreciate you making some time for me to come through and bless the stage at Straight from Hollywood. We here, yo, we don't care, you know, what you say. Like, it's all good. It's an open platform here, you know what I mean? So, have fun. This is why we here. We have fun. We drinking that tequila. You know what I'm saying? And we straight raw. We don't care. So,
no rubber. Raw.
Hey, man, like, I've had the pleasure, bro, of seeing you do comedy for, I'll say a good, 12 years, man. About 12, 13 years, bro. And I want to say, man, like, you know, to see, like, the progression and to be a part of your journey, man, is something special. And it is special to watch, man. And it's inspiring, bro. Yeah, it really is. It's really inspiring, man, to see your progression. You've done, you know, shows with, like, you know, greats like Donnell Rawlins. I saw you in New York City on Broadway, bro. You remember that night, bro?
Caroline's on Broadway.
At Caroline's, the world famous Caroline's, bro.
Yeah, that was love, man. That was
with Donnell Rawlins.
Candace was there too, I think, right? We all hung out, I believe, afterwards.
Yeah, we went to an after party afterwards. And Fab was actually hosting that night. Remember that?
I think I do remember that,
I think we snuck in there, didn't we? We kind of did. I think
it doesn't sound off-brand for me.
It was one of them things where it was like, all right, I'm in town, you're in town. You know, all right, Fab is performing, let's go see. Because I didn't know no promoters in New York at the time.
I knew a few. I knew a handful, but it's just like they weren't really, I mean, you know, involved. I mean, it's like more comedy promoters, comedy shows, and all those types of spots, but nothing like if I have a plug on any club in New York, it's just freaking luck. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the stars have aligned if I know someone.
Bro, I did some research, man, and in high school you was voted the biggest
comedian.
The biggest comedian
not,
in high school.
Not biggest dick. I think that'd be hilarious. He had to finish that one because it's like if you get that superlative, yo, I'll be walking around my yearbook every fucking day as an adult. Yeah.
Hey yo. Oh man.
Yeah. Best smile, biggest dick. Like. I got biggest comedian, and yeah, man, it's wild because and the girl that got it with me, her name's Sasha Alcidi, man, she was freaking hilarious.
So you've always, so that was kind of like where I was kind of going with it. So it's like you've always been in like comedy. You've always been the joker.
Nah, I was always funny, but I didn't know that me being funny was like my talent. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was just like you don't really know. Like, you don't find out you're, like, an amazing basketball player until you start playing with a bunch of people, you know? You just playing basketball. That's what comes naturally to you, you know? Yeah. So making people laugh was something that always came naturally to me. I was always the jokester, you know? My parents are pretty funny. They're completely different styles of comedy, different personalities, but they're very funny in their own unique ways. Yeah. And I just, like, I was the kid, man. I was always the kid that had to crack that joke, man. I had great grades scholastically, but behaviorally, my grades were trash. It was like can't pay attention, doesn't stay on task. Like we used to get N's in Maryland. They used to give you N for needs improvement, right? So you get O for outstanding, S for satisfactory, and N for needs improvement. I used to get N's, like for that everything. N. I don't know, something about it. Just seeing that dark bold N almost says nigga, like on each of the little blocks that they put that joint in. I used to just have my behavior. It was just trash, and like it's like sad because sometimes I'd make the teachers laugh, and then I was the kid that had to be on. Man, they used to move my like. It's traumatizing to think about now. Yeah. I talked so much in class. They used to put my desk away from all the other kids in class.
You was that guy.
I was that kid because they knew that I was I had to talk. I had one teacher that put me on a contract where she gave me a gold star. I had to be good for 5 days in a row, and then she would take me out for ice cream, right? So me and my boy
wait.
You can't do things like that no more. Very, very inappropriate. You can't do things like that no more.
Your teacher was
my boy. I was probably in a lot of danger and didn't even know it. But she put me and my boy Herbie on a contract, and she said, if you guys are good for 5 days, I won't, because we were just disruptive, Yeah. And I remember we were getting through the week, me and him were getting stars, and then come like Thursday, my man Herbie gets in a fight with someone that threw a rock, So they were like, nah, you can't get in this gold star that day. And I was good that day. And then I was good the next day, which was Friday. So I earned my 5 stars. Miss Gagne took me to go to Baskin Robbins, bruh. I got to have a taste of that 31 flavor for my behavior.
Hey, yo.
Flavor for the behavior. Ooh,
hey,
bars.
Yo, if that happened nowadays, that would be like shade room shit.
Man,
right?
it'd be so fast. So fast, man. I just told a joke on stage last night that I was just having a recollection of this one teacher that I had for my algebra class, man. Algebra class in middle school. She used to come around and touch on my earlobe, yo. And like when you're 8, it's like, and like now I'm like thinking, yo, that's not normal, dog. Like she'd always kind of, and she'd do it in a way to tell me to stop talking. So she's like, Brandon, like, because she didn't want to be mean to me, but she wanted to be like, hey, like, I understand you like to talk, I understand you like to make your jokes and all that, but like, can we stick to the work? But like, she like. You can't even touch another grown person's earlobe, like now, like, you know what I mean. You can't just be in the club grabbing girls' earlobes and massaging them joints, like even women wouldn't even do that to a man. Just come up.
It used to be like a disciplinary action to like pull somebody's ear.
Nah, it was a caress, bro. It was like a Dawson's Creek theme song. She's caressing, bro. I didn't realize it's like probably my first epiphany, like after college, I was like, wait a second. Now that I'm done with school, that action was inappropriate.
That's crazy, yo. Like the teachers was flirting and shit back in the day.
Flirting, dog. And I was in 8th grade, and I look young now. I look super young as an 8th grader, dog. I didn't look like. I mean, she was looking for some fucking spry 10-year-old.
Yo,
Duke. I don't know what.
I'm trying to think. My teachers, none of my teachers did no shit like that to me. You know what I mean? So I grew up in Virginia. You grew up in Maryland. So
I don't know. Maybe my game was better. You know what I'm saying? Don't be putting on Virginia and Maryland. Maybe he's just. You wasn't spitting that game to them teachers right, man.
Maybe.
I always thought about that, man. And of course, like you get to high school, there's just certain teachers that are just bad. You're just like, I mean, we're kids, but like we're prepubescent.
By the time you got to high school, was the teachers that you wanted to be in class with? Like,
hell yeah, there was teachers I'd be after class with. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on, like I can use the detention. I think my behavior has been trashed. You need to discipline me right now.
Yeah. After
school. Yeah. Nah, but like I mean, and that's not. I really try to keep it clean. Like I'm not trying to say like like niggas are trying to smash their teachers, but like. By that point, you really can have crushes on your teachers because understand some of these teachers are like they're in their 20s. Facts. You may be 16, 17. They might be 25, 26. That's not a big gap. But because as you get older, that's not even a big gap.
I used to be on time to Miss Robinson's class.
Miss Robinson, you had a crush on her?
Miss Robinson was fine. And
Robinson.
I know she gonna see this one day because she followed me and stuff. So
maybe she'll follow back. Maybe you'll get to fulfill that destiny of Miss Robinson.
I was always on time for Miss Robinson's class.
Oh yeah, well, hi Miss Robinson. Look at him blushing, yo. You don't even know how to handle.
I do. Yeah, I do. Hey, what's it like performing at the world famous Laugh Factory on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood?
Was that a plug? You said the whole name and
well, I want to make sure that people listening and they can see.
Well, we just call it the Laugh Factory, and text messages say LF. But like, my man said the world famous Laugh Factory on Sunset, or 8001 Sunset Boulevard.
See, I say the address. See, you know the address.
8001 Sunset Boulevard. On the corner of
that's all them directions you put in to get there.
Basically,
every week. Yeah.
Dude, performing there is it's like a dream come true, man. Because it's like I grew up watching other comedians, and whenever you saw that Laugh Factory backdrop, I didn't know where in the world exactly it was, what it was, but I knew if I saw that Laugh Factory backdrop behind a comedian,
it was.
I was seeing good comedians, like I was seeing good comedy, and I remember like this is like. Before even YouTube, because sometimes they would just take Laugh Factory clips and you'd see them on TV on specials, like just random things. I just remember just having this Laugh Factory image burned into my mind, and then like to be able to I just performed there this past Sunday, last Sunday actually, Chocolate Sundays. Yeah, I did that show, and man, it's like it's very surreal for sure to perform at the Laugh Factory because you got to think about it, man. Like to be able to perform at the Laugh Factory, you're performing at one of the best comedy clubs in one of the best comedy cities, not only in the country but in the entire world. Like in the entire world. So to be able to stand up there with other comedians that are the best of the best, it's surreal. It's but it's like it's an honor. It's a blessing. It's an honor.
For sure.
It took time, you know. I mean, it took time, because the Laugh Factory says it's a fortress. Like you can't just come in on there. You can't just come in and just like think you do hot shit in your town. There's a process. I mean, unless you're really super popping and they're get to get thrown up to get in the regular rotation. It's like
you ever been booed off stage?
Never been booed. I've definitely had some people walk out on a show. I've never been booed. I've been heckled for sure. Heckling is like that's people. Sometimes people in the audience think that they might physically look at me and be like, oh, I can beat his ass, right? So I can talk shit. Yeah. And then the thing is, like, they don't understand, like, I talk the craziest shit. Like telling stand-up is harder for me than roasting, than coming off the dome. Like, I grew up in DMV, man. We joan. We call it joning. So, like, my friends and I, man, we would just, sometimes we go to the park, we play basketball, we hoop, and then after we've done hooping, we just sit on the curb and just joan on each other for like another 2 hours till the streetlights came on type shit. Like,
so that's like, so that's like your, that's like your Steph Curry.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your
roasting,
finish.
bro.
Like, if somebody heckle me in the crowd, like, oh,
that's the three right there.
It is on right
That's
there.
the three. You know what I'm saying? Like, stand up is going through the lane. You know what I mean? Like trying to go up against larger defenders, but like putting them little floaters out there. That's roasting. That's joning for us, and that's so easy because I just got so many freaking like references, man. I got so many references. I play a lot of video games. I've watched a lot of TV. I'm a person that just I don't know if it's like a photographic memory type of thing too. You know, I'll see people and just kind of like say what they look like, and then this is all. And then my friends, man. I grew up in a diverse neighborhood. I mean, we had a little bit of everything. We had Indian, El Salvadorian, Nigerian, Ghanaian. I mean, Irish.
So you had several different cultures that you were like picking from.
And I got to actually see that shit up close. Like it wasn't just like I'm hearing about these stereotypes from another comedian or another person telling racist like I literally got to see the spices your mama cook with. Yeah. So I know the facts. Like I'm not saying stuff like making jokes. Like if I'm making some joke about one of my Nigerian friends or whatever, I'll be like, how that jollof rice? You know what I mean? But that's something I actually know that's like you know, and I know the accents, I know, you know, just the mannerisms. So it's like, that's something that is wild how you just start building this bank of like a source material to roast people from. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, bro. Like when you're on stage, you know, I guess like, you know, before you're on stage, like is it common for like comics to go through different like rituals and stuff like, and you know, maybe like I don't know, something, what makes you feel comfortable, or are you already comfortable by the time you get to stage?
Well, it's hard. I mean, there's some shows I'm not as comfortable than others, you know, but my ritual, if we speak a little ritual, like I always say a prayer before I go on stage. Yeah. You know, I say the same prayer. Yeah. And then I look through my material prior to I'm going on set. I kind of see, you know, what new jokes I want to tell. Yeah. Because, you know, I always try to do something new, something old, something freestyle.
So when you think of jokes, like, okay, so like, is it when you come up? Because I'm really just asking. I'm trying to really like get in tune
like what's
to
the process or whatever.
What's the process of a comic? Like, you know, is it I'm out in the mall and I see something? Oh, I need to write this down.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, every comedian has a different process, obviously, but like, I know that mine is kind of like, what I found is like, if I say something that's very humorous around my friends, like that makes them like kind of die laughing, I'm like, all right, like that could be to the stage. Like I'm always cracking jokes, you know. I'm not gonna say everything. Every time I make them laugh, like it's gonna work for the stage. But there's certain things that I say, or it's just like certain things I might think. If I see something and it makes me actually laugh to myself,
you write that down.
I write that down, because I know if I'm making, it's so weird how like my standard is even harder than me gauging other people. Like I might say things and you laugh, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's funny. But if I say it and I'm not really making myself laugh, I don't think it's funny. But if I say something and I make myself laugh, I know for sure it's gonna work on stage. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't always know that me making other people laugh, but I know for sure, because it's like I'm my hardest critic. Like I don't.
That's key.
It's interesting.
That's interesting.
Because even when I try to write jokes, sometimes I'm like, if it's not making me laugh, I'm not even excited about it. You know, it's not until like I wrote a joke last night and it made me laugh, so I was like, oh, I'm doing this tonight, and it was something I've never even tried out before. And I was at Laugh Factory San Diego, and I did this joke, and I literally just wrote it down right there. I was like, oh, let me try this out, and I was talking about, you could tell. Like, I wrote it. I just want to read. This is the process. So I wrote it down. This is the process. You really see it. It says here what I wrote and then what I said on stage.
This is what I said about the raw, like the raw.
The raw is me going into my.
Because you know, like a lot of people watch it, you know, they might, especially, you know, even people like myself, like always, you know, you wonder like, what's the process of a comic, like. You know, where does it start and where does it end, if it ever ends? But it sounds like it never ends. It's like, it could be day or night. Any situation that might come up or something that might come to your mind or something, then it's like, yeah, I need to write that down.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes I just fucking straight up forget shit. Okay, so I said, this is what I wrote. And it goes in line of the jokes that I have, kind of a series I'm kind of developing about sexual maturity.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I just wrote, the older you. I'm just gonna read it how I wrote it. It's not how I said it on stage. It's how I wrote it.
Yeah. Right.
I said, the older you realize the older you get, you realize women grow more pussies. You ain't a man until you had your first corduroy pussy. I'm talking the shit you rub your fingers across. It sounds like a New York nigga talking. And I was like, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, corduroy rub that shit sounds like a fishbone. It's like a tree. It's like a tree. You can tell how old a girl is by how many pussies she got. They grow another pussy every 7 years. So this is what I wrote down. You can see, like, Brandon, you can see, like, that's what I wrote, right? And this is me sitting there, like, while other comedians on stage, like, waiting for them to go up. I'm like, And then once I started writing it, and I think the thing that made me laugh in that was when I was like, I don't care about most of the shit. I just wanted to say corduroy pussy on stage. I just think that sounds pretty funny.
So do you have punchlines that don't land?
Hell yeah!
All right, okay,
all the time.
And what do you do? Like, how do you pivot? Like, if you're punch,
every comedian, the joke about amongst comedians is like, if a joke doesn't land, you hear comedians say, "That's crazy." So, where my single ladies at tonight? Where the ladies at? Any birthdays? Like they go to that. They know that joke. Shit. It's like a segue to try to gain the energy back.
All right, so like, cause. Like, let's say, a punch doesn't land and you've already used that one.
Okay, so I'll say, like, I mean, it sucks when you have to go this, but sometimes you just, like, you'll hear comedians be like, okay, so y'all ain't fucking with that joke. You know what I mean? I'll give it to them. I'll make them make it known. I'm aware that joke wasn't funny, that y'all didn't like it, and I'll say, all right, I ain't telling that joke again, or something like that.
So you just kind of mentally throw it away.
Or I'll be like, wow, y'all laughed at all this shit, but this was the damn threshold. This is where y'all get offended. Okay, and then they kind of laugh at that.
You kind of flip it back on them.
Sometimes I put it back on them, but if I know if it's like a joke that just was like super like.
Now these are tricks, like these are like tricks of the trade that you learn.
You gotta have an artillery or just different. I mean, for every scenario, man. If like, because you gotta understand, like there's shows where people just keep talking or talking, and then I have to look over them and be like, no, let me know when you guys are finished with your meeting. You know, like things like that, or somebody somebody keeps talking to me on stage, like, because I give a few little interactions, but if they talk too much, I'm like, okay, this isn't an interactive goddamn show. This is and there's just different little things that you gotta like have up your sleeve, this is all learned from me doing 16 years of comedy now.
16, shout out to that, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break real quick. We gotta thank our sponsors, Don Julio, and we'll be right back. 15 seconds, let's go.
Hey, Mr. Verano.
Summer is summer, wherever there's Don Julio. Summer on with Don.
Hey, we are back. Hey, shout out to Don Julio. The finest tequila. We've been drinking on this all day.
From the good year, 1942.
1942.
Like during World War II, they were drinking Don Julio.
Thank y'all for coming back. Thank y'all. I'm BP the Genius, at Brody the Joker, straight from Hollywood. Yo, B.
Yep.
What's it like being on tour?
Tour is fun, man. It's really fun because, I mean, of course, for the travel aspect, you get to see places, cities you've never been to before. Yeah. Get to meet new people, kind of like see how they live, what their cultures are like, which is amazing. One of the most amazing places I got to travel to perform was to Dubai. Yeah. That was amazing, man. And I can't wait to
shout out to that.
Shout out to Dubai. I performed out there.
How was that? Tell us, how was performing in Dubai? Like,
I was nervous, of course, because it's like I'm like kind of like worried, like, well, what type of people are gonna be here, Yeah. But it's such a tourist destination. It's like the Vegas of the Emirates, It's like and so you get all these tourists, you get people from all over the globe that are coming here. So it's like when they go to the clubs, you get like such a potpourri of people. And it's beautiful because they're so receptive, they're so appreciative that they have comedians, and to hear that they're comedians from even LA, it kind of holds some kind of esteem. It actually gives like, okay, even if they didn't know who you were before, they still give you some kind of respect.
That's real.
Like you're coming out there to,
LA's that big. LA's that Hollywood.
It is. And because you gotta understand, for the Dubai comedians, of course they get to play with the tourists and like, perform all the time. But it's great when they get to have some new talent in their city. I mean, LA is it's the place where there's, you know, thousands of comedians out here. So, you know, you're always going to be able to see new talent. Same thing with like New York, Chicago, a lot of the hubs. But Dubai, it's like it's a small handful of like local comedians. So like they really, you know, bank on like having like out of town talent come perform. But it was amazing. It was great. I mean, I did well, and I remember I was like detoxing for that time. I wasn't drinking anything. And I was on like 75 days that I didn't drink, right?
For real?
And I literally wasn't drinking there. And then somebody from the audience, they enjoyed the show. They bought me a shot while I was still on stage and said, "Yo, please, we got to give you one." And I was like, you know what? How am I not going to take a shot of tequila in Dubai?
Bro.
Like,
Absolutely.
I understand if I was in like Biloxi, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
or whatever. You know, I was like, all right, maybe I can still keep this detox up. But like, I was like, man, I'm in Dubai. I got to take a shot.
Yeah.
And it was cool because I remember some of the people that put on the show, they ended up taking me out the next day and showed me around. Yeah. I ate, I ate the best hummus I've ever had in my fucking life.
Hummus?
Hummus, dog. Like hummus. Like the best hummus. I ate it at the bottom of the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the fucking world. It was amazing. There's water and light show going on to my left. I had a hookah, the best shisha I've ever smoked.
So this hookah over here in Hollywood is bullshit.
It's some trash. Like, nigga, like every time I took a puff, I just heard Arabian Nights. Like it just, I could feel a genie just going into me. Like it just felt like I had 3 wishes after that. Like it was so smooth. It was so clean and crispy, and the hummus was amazing. The food I believe I got like some kind of kebab or something like that, and it was just like, it was just a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, like the tallest building in the world. Like we've seen tall buildings, you look up like this. Bro, you ever had to lean back and look up at something so tall? Like, I couldn't believe it. And then I went up to the top of that and got the view. Man, it was... I've been high before. I can say that the highest I've ever been was on that Burj Khalifa. And it was so tall. It's weird because the sensation is like, it almost feels like you're on a plane.
Yeah. But
like it's almost like a plane was frozen in air because you're looking down. I'm looking down at other skyscrapers. Yeah. Do you know how like bizarre that is to your brain to be looking down?
I can see that.
Like not just looking down at like other little houses. Yeah. You're looking down.
Yeah.
Like meters. What
were your
down.
legs doing? What were your legs doing? What were they?
I was chill, bro. Yeah. I'm not too scared of heights. You know what I'm saying? I'm so fascinated by it.
But hey, man, finish this my Netflix 1 hour special will be called...
Oh, my Netflix 1 hour special. Man, I've thought of a few names and I write them down all the time. Man, there's a few like, and it's kind of like what I'm going through at the time, you know?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to think, what did I write down? 'Cause I don't want to lie to you.
It's the manifestation point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna call it the Straight from Hollywood. It just came up with that right now, dude. Some creative shit.
That was good. That was good.
I can't remember. I had some good, and I really don't want to like lie about what I thought about.
Yeah. We can come back to that. You let me know what it was you wrote down. I wanna. What's the best advice A-list celebrities ever given
you? An A-list celebrity?
You know, like a Dave Chappelle or a Kevin Hart or.
Best advice an A-list celebrity's giving me.
You know, it could even be like.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like going through like some of the dope.
Okay, well, what's the best advice a comic is giving you? Like it could be any level. It could be you know.
Well, Donnell, man, he says have fun. Like when you go on stage, he says have fun. Don't take it too seriously, you know. And that's kind of an interesting thing because it's like you know, yeah, you're performing on stage, yeah, you're doing this act, but like if you're not having fun, your audience knows you're not having fun, and it's weird. It's a weird dynamic because like when you really go up, like you get, as a comedian, you get very nervous up there. You can be like kind of worried, like what if they like me? No, it's not about that. It's about if you flip that narrative of you go have fun on stage, you have a good time on stage,
that's great advice.
Everybody's gonna have a good time.
That's great advice.
Stop thinking of it as you're trying to impress them.
That's great advice.
Go play.
Yeah.
Go play.
This is your playground. Go play.
Yeah, go play.
Go have a good time.
Exactly. Like
that's great advice, man.
So I think that's something. Like,
shout out to Donnell Rawlings. That was Donnell Rawlings.
Yeah, Donnell Rawlings, man.
Yo, just have fun.
And I got a lot of the big homies, man.
Yeah.
Red Grant, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, shout out to Red. That's my dog.
Phillips. So I got some some great mentors, man.
Yeah. Who was some people that inspired you to really jump into stand up like that? You know.
I mean, it's kind of weird because my homie signed me and my other homie up. My boy Gozy Waneri, rest in peace, man. He passed a few years ago.
Oh man,
he's the one that signed us up. All three of us. He signed us up. We had 2 weeks to perform at the Boston Commons Mall in Virginia, and it was at this place called the Comedy Spot, run by this guy named Kurt Shackelford. And I remember we had 3 minutes to do. We had 2 weeks to prepare. First show I ever did. It was like in June. Literally my anniversary just passed, but like 2006.
Wow.
And my second show was sometime in July of 2006. So I'm coming up on my comedy anniversary again this year, 16 years in it. And he signed us up, man. And it's like, we were scared. And the second show we did, we were able to do 5 minutes. And I never stopped, bro. I just kept going. I was like, I really love this. And so then after that, I took the craft seriously. I just consumed everything. I started reading I started reading books, started ordering books online about stand-up comedy. I started writing, through composition notebook, I became like engulfed in it, and like I was growing exponentially at the craft, like because I was putting that work in, and I just like was like immersed. I just finally felt like some like purpose that just felt it was therapeutic. It was fun. It was I felt like I was using like a God-given ability, man. It felt like I was doing it's funny how people say they're doing God's work. Like this, it's truly how I feel. I'm doing God's work, man, because it never really strikes you like that until like you do a show and then someone comes to you and they say like, "Thank you so much. I've been going through a lot. I really needed that laugh." And like that, it can be just one person that says that. It makes every night worth that, to hear something like that. It's okay to say rewarding. Like, but it's cool when they say you were hilarious, you were funny, you were blah blah blah. But when somebody says to you like, "I needed that laugh," like, cause you don't know what people are going through, man. And to understand that you become like whereas my therapy is doing the comedy, them hearing your comedy becomes their therapy. It feels really good, Like they generically, laughter is the best medicine. Blah 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 blah. Like you really feel like I'm like you have like patience sometimes, like and you think about that, like they came here because they really are looking to cheer themselves up. You don't know, people. You find out people had lost a loved one recently. They've been going through some kind of personal stuff, and they come out because they're like they don't know what else to do, and you don't realize what that means. Like you might have saved this person, you might have helped them out in a tremendous way from.
That's real, man.
From harming themselves, from harming someone else, from just going down a bad path. That's the power that sometimes like you gotta like. I'm saying this now, and it's reminding myself right now. I gotta keep reminding myself like. Sometimes you're really helping people more than you even know. That's
real, man. I love that, man. And when you look at it that way, and it's like you mix that with the have fun and go help people.
Yeah, bro. It makes it rewarding. It makes it just like very just absolutely worth it. All
right, thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate that, bro. That's real, man. And when you look at it that way, you look at the craft differently, I guess.
I think you got it should make audiences, and I'm not saying audience members have to just laugh at every comedian. Like I don't care. Like there's terrible comedians, there's terrible audiences, but I think that when an audience comes to shows and they have an idea like, hey, this person on their heart really want you to have a good time. Yeah. You know what I mean? They mean it from the bottom of their heart. They didn't want you to have a bad time. They want you to have a good time. Yeah. They can't guarantee that the jokes are gonna be all funny, but I think it just makes an idea, and it also, but it makes the idea for comedians, and my message to other comedians too is like, remember, like, some of these people need this. It's not about you. Like, really care about them. Like, take care of them. Hold their hand. Like give them a pat on the back, like you're kind of telling them,
love.
give some love, like let them know like everything's gonna be okay. Like you're in my hands, I got you. Like be their doctor, be their therapist real quick, help them out, and I think that's when you make that connection in your mind, you can go on stage and really just connect and really be like a personal person, be likable. Yeah. You know, when you realize like, hey guys, I'm so happy to be here. You know, you guys look like you're a great audience, man. I'm happy. I'm really happy y'all came out. You have no idea, and I can't wait to make y'all laugh. Yeah. It creates a different rapport. For sure. And dude. I don't think those comedians really recognize that, or even
it takes maturity to recognize that into your career to understand that. Damn.
Like it's about us, but it's not about us, yeah.
Way to break that down like that, man. That's real. I appreciate that. You are, let's say you're the new director of Kings of Comedy. You know, who are you putting in it? Who are you putting in your Kings of Comedy? You are the director. You put it together. You know, it can even be yourself if you want.
No, obviously I'm putting myself in that.
For sure.
What I'm saying? I got to put myself.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fine. I would definitely put. Let's see. I put the homie Tony Baker, man. He's one of the comedians that, like, when I first moved to LA, man, he always made me laugh. Like I feel like he thinks in a similar way to me. Like just the way he does his jokes, he really commits, and it's just like he literally makes me crack up. From a frat bro comedian CP. Okay. I think that he has some hilarious jokes. He has a funny his cadence and his vocal patterns are amazing. I would put, man, it's so hard. It's sad because I have way too many friends that do stand up comedy. I'd put my guy Clayton Thomas, CT. I put Ron G.
I know CT. Shout out to TT. Yeah, Ron G.
I put Ron G. I put BT Kingsley.
Yep.
I put James Davis. Who else would I put, man? I put Sidney Castillo, man. A lot of these guys just did a Netflix special, you know. The HBO special, excuse me. And I think that like that was really a mark for them, you know. They really great. She's like, who?
Did you ever find your name on your 1 hour special?
My name on my 1 hour special? Nah,
remember you was looking for it? You didn't find it?
No, I can't remember.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go ahead and we can wrap it up a little bit. But man, you have one of the most viral videos that I was supposed to be a part of, man, and I actually had to. I had some work or something to do that day. I couldn't. But it was the Taco Tuesday joint.
Oh, man.
Yo, that joint.
Yeah. You know what? And I think I either was just about to go to Dubai or just got back from Dubai.
For real, that was right around that time.
Right around that time.
Man, like, are you going to do any more? How is it? Like, because, you know, you were doing, like, the funny sketches and all that stuff like
parodies.
that. Like, the parodies and stuff like, you know, can we look forward to more of that, or is it?
I'm never gonna stop doing parodies. That's actually my moniker. That's the name, Parodies. So I put PARA-DEEZ. So that's my name. The last one I did was a parody to the Way Too Sexy Drake and Future song.
Okay, yeah.
So I did. I don't know if you saw it.
I did see it. I did
Way Too Spicy. So that was kind of play on the whole Drake with putting the hot sauce in the condom story that we heard earlier this year. So I was like, I gotta do something with that. So I did Way Too Spicy.
Real quick before we get out of here, are you going on tour?
Yeah, I'm actually touring right now with the homie King Batch.
See,
man.
you came through in the middle of your tour. You blessed the Straight from Hollywood set.
Bro, I mean, we're always. I literally did shows. I'm back in DC. Like I'm in DC. I did shows in DC for Father's Day and Mother's Day. I'm back in October, headlining at the Arlington Draft House. The next shows I think I got in Raleigh, North Carolina, then followed by Timonium, Maryland. So I got some. So if you want to come check me out, please, man, please.
I would love to, brother. I would love to. You already know. And you said you're on tour with King Batch. Batch is he's funny as fuck.
Yeah, Batch the homie, man. He's
you know what I mean? When people come see you work and they come see him work, and I can only imagine anybody else who's on the tour too. But
Sean Grant's actually on the tour.
Sean Grant, Sean, you just said Sean Grant. But man, I bet it's an amazing show. I actually got to come and catch you, bro, real soon. Thank you for coming, man. I want to, say thank you, bro. Thank you for taking the time you know, in the middle of your tour. Now it just makes it even special, man. And I want to thank all the listeners. I want to thank everybody that's subscribed, everybody who's watching. Straight from Hollywood podcast. Follow us. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like. We like it all. I'm at BP the Jeans. You can find me there on all social media platforms. Straight from Hollywood. You can find on all social media platforms. You can find our podcast everywhere, wherever you stream your podcast from. iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, Google Play, you name it. We there. Shout out our sponsor Don Julio Tequila for keeping us lit, and one more time for my guest at Brody the Joker, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, that's right. At Brody the Joker BR. I almost said with an accent. At Brody the Joker BROADY the Joker on all platforms. So everything from Instagram to Twitter to Twitch to TikTok. Brody the Joker. I keep it consistent across all platforms.
Let's do it. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time. Another episode straight from Hollywood, y'all. Peace.